In this video, I will share with you how to start programming in the Revit API. The first thing that you're going to look for is the Autodesk Development Network in Google. Then you enter the website that is called Autodesk Development Network, and there you go to the Platform Technologies section. Inside of that section, you're going to find your specific software. In our case, is Revit. In there, you're going to download the Revit.net, but this isn't the one that maybe you want, because this is version 2024 at this moment. You can here find previous versions and you download the one that corresponds with your software. I have already downloaded, and what you're going to get is a folder like this. This is what you find in that SDK. You download this file, you install it, this is an installer, you install it, and you get this folder. In here I use only two files, generally. The first one is the Addin Manager. You're going to copy these three files: Addin Manager.addin, Addin Manager.command, Addin Manager.command.dll, and you're going to find this folder. You can stop the video and follow this path. Here you will reach a folder inside of this path that is called Addins, and there you will have all the possible versions of Revit. You're going to move to the one that you want to use and paste there. If you are in year 22, you need the SDK of year 22. So you copy these three files until here, and here you will have already installed the Addin Manager. So that's what I do actually. So we're done over here. Sometimes you will have some problem with the Addin Manager.addin file. This is important because it maybe fails to work. This is what you get when you open these files. But actually, what you're going to get is three elements like this: 1, 2, and 3. And this what incorporates in your software are different aspects of this adding. And I usually delete the later two. I don't use them frequently, and I just leave it like this, and it works fine for me. Okay, we have already installed the Addin Manager. The Addin Manager, you can find it inside of Revit in the Addins tab, in external tools, and there is the Addin Manager. From here you're going to load your scripts. So perfect so far. The second tool that you're going to need is Visual Studio. You will write Visual Studio in Google, and you will enter the Microsoft website, and you are going to download it. Actually, remember to download Visual Studio, not Visual Studio Code. This isn't the one, it's this one. You're going to download the Community Edition. This is free, and when you download it, you will have an installer. And let me open the installer so you can see the process. In this installer, you're going to choose the right option to develop for the Revit API. I will try to show you what is the process. I'm sorry that the version is Spanish. My computer forces Spanish on me. So you will have a bunch of options for developing, but you're going to choose only this one: development, desktop development of .NET. You choose this one and you install it. When you install it, you can access to Visual Studio. I am going to open Visual Studio. I'm going to show you. Here in Visual Studio, you're going to create a new project. That new project is going to be in C#. Filter the languages to C# and filter the platforms to Windows. And you're going to find class library. This is the project type, but please pay attention. There are a bunch of options. You only need this one, Class Library.NET Framework. And there you're going to be sure that you select .NET Framework 4.8. That's the version that Revit uses. And you will write the name of the project. Basic Tools Demo. Okay, create. When you create that, you have already the project to program with the Revit API. Normally you will have an interface like this with more stuff, but I simplify it so I have a cleaner working environment. So you have here properties, in the right hand properties. I don't use this. References, I do use this, and class one. Okay, go to reference, right click, add reference, and here you have some tabs, but you're going to go to browse. In browse you're going to hit the button below browse, and you're going to follow this path. You're going to locate yourself in the root disk of your computer. You're going to move to program files folder, there to Autodesk, and there to Revit 22 in my case, the version of Revit. And here you will have a bunch of files. You're going to find two. The ones that you're going to find are Revit API, here it is, and Revit API UI. Revit API has the basic classes, and Revit API UI has the user interface in Revit. This part that you see of the program, they are separate. So you find those one, you add them, and you hit OK. They are added to your C# project. Then you select those two options and you go to properties, right click, properties, and you hit copy local to false. If you don't do this, Visual Studio will copy all the DLLs to your project. That will make it so heavy. So you don't want that. Now let's program. I won't explain these steps, but I will do them so only to show. I will inherit external command, yeah. I hit Control dot to add the namespace that I am going to use. I hit Control dot to fix the formatting, Control dot to implement this interface, and I will change this line with a return statement that will return the type of this. Result succeeded, and I will create only a task dialog. That's the dialog called TD equals to new task dialog called test. Okay, we'll say TD main instruction equals to connected to Revit. Excellent. And here I will say TD show. Perfect. I will compile the script. You go to build solution, or Control-Shift-B, and the script is ready. Now you go to Revit, you move to the Add-ins tab. In external tools you call the Addin Manager, and here you will load your script. You move to the folder in your computer to where you created your project, and I will show you how to do this. Actually, when you build your solution, you will build that to a specific location inside of your project. So let me go here in project, the last option. You will find a bunch of tabs. You will go to the build tab, and here it will say what is the output path of your file. Here you can browse it and learn where it is inside of your computer. Actually, here you have the whole path. Okay, this is fine for me. So I will go to Revit and find that path inside of my computer. Go to the folder Basic Tool Demo, go to the bin folder, go to the debug folder, and here it is the DLL. This is the code that you're going to run. You open it and it says it has a mistake. You don't have a transaction or regeneration attribute. You don't need the regeneration one because the transaction contains regeneration. Okay, let's add it where transaction is below the namespace but upside the class. You will say transaction, here, transaction, you square brackets, you write it like this, transaction, and inside of parentheses, transaction mode manual. Okay, I will compile it again, and now I should be able to load it. Okay, here it is. You execute it, and here you have connected to Revit. So this is the way that you start programming in the Revit API.